And other news, the Federal Reserve lowered the policy rate by 0.25% as was widely anticipated. Now, the central bank also signaled more cuts this year than it did in June. Policymakers believe that 3 more cuts will stimulate the economy and lead to jobs market resurgence. However, financial markets are skeptical. Wall Street stocks closed lower following the Fed's cut. Other assets showed little signs of life after the central bank action. The dollar ended higher as the Fed signaled the rate path would be decided on a meeting-to-meeting basis. Now, gold slipped after briefly hitting a fresh record, while cryptos moved sideways. The market reaction suggests that the Fed action was already priced in and any further boost lacks momentum. If the bond market reaction is anything to go by, it feels like a bit of a high. The Fed has come and gone, and we end up with higher rates and a steeper curve in the bond market. The story was similar across assets. Trader reactions and bets pointed to a surprise that only one FOMC member voted for a bigger 0.5% cut. The fact that the newly sworn-in Fed member, Stephen Mirren, was the sole voice of disagreement is quite intriguing. Mirren is Trump's nominee, and his bet reflects the president's sentiment. However, the remaining members of the FOMC vote was for 0.25%. Many analysts are calling the majority of Fed members' vote a choice on purpose. They say the vote is to demonstrate their backing for Chair Powell and, by extension, to imply their support for the independence of the Fed. The Fed has also made it clear that it still anticipates tariffs would have an upward impact on prices. Now, to put it mildly, it is rather unusual that the Fed has cut rates while inflation is on the rise.
So reserves are still abundant and expected.
This is the first time, I believe, the Fed's board has had someone with executive branch ties in decades. Does this compromise the Fed's independence from day-to-day politics? And relatedly, how can you maintain the public's perception the Fed is politically independent with this dynamic? Thank you.
So we did welcome a new committee member today, as we always do, and the committee remains united in pursuing our dual mandate goals. We're strongly committed to maintaining our independence, and beyond that, I really don't have anything to share.
While gold's move also points to a similar sentiment. The price of the yellow metal has skyrocketed by about 40% this year, surpassing the performance of other assets such as the S&P 500. While the continued trade and geopolitical concerns, along with the purchases made by central banks, have pushed gold to fresh record highs. But the other boost from the Fed feels lacking, similar to the trading trends in cryptos after the Fed's post-meeting press conference.